It all started on a little urban street called Dixon Circle. I'm a South Dallas, sunny South Dallas girl. Um, I was born a day before Christmas. I was brought home in a Christmas stocking. So I guess you could say I was a gift. My mom was 15 when she had me, and my dad was only 16. Both of them barely knew what to do and how to navigate their own lives, but yet here I am and they had me. So I like to think I was really, um, I guess you could say, supposed to be here, despite the challenges and difficulties of me getting here. Um, At the tender age of 18, my mom passed away in a horrific car accident. And after that, my maternal grandmother, she um, she stepped in immediately and took custody of me, which, like I said, my parents were very young, and my dad, he was on it was already the right thing to do, and my both of my grandparents, my grandmothers rather, they both had a hand in raising me. When I was young, I used to fight a lot through school because I didn't understand how to process the anger and the grief that I was feeling due to my mother's passing. So, when you're young, how cruel kids can be, and that would be the main thing that they would use to try to like cut you so deep. They'll try to say something about your mom, and in the midst of that, that was my trigger word. If you say anything about my mother, that was a fight. And that pretty much was my upbringing. I fought my way through school, all through grade school, because I had this unresolved grief inside of me that I didn't know how to process. So that made for a really difficult childhood. I was labeled a problem child because when I was growing up, I didn't have the resources. We didn't understand. We didn't know um, to go get mental therapy, mental health therapy, and everything. It just wasn't the norm back when I was growing up as a child. So I had so much misplaced grief inside of me that I didn't know what to do with, and it just manifests itself as anger, and I fought a lot. But I'm better now. Through life, it was pretty difficult, coming up as a child for me because I was raised around my cousins, my boy cousins, and I was the only girl on my dad's side. I had three boy cousins, and I was the only girl. So that was another layer that made for a really rough childhood. I couldn't be a feminine girl. I had to be a tomboy because my cousins would not allow for me to be soft.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
The date was June 19, 2019. On a day that we were supposed to celebrate our freedom as a culture, I was getting what I felt to be a death sentence. When you get a cancer diagnosis, you automatically start thinking about your end date, because the word cancer itself is so linked to death. You automatically are going to start thinking the worst, right? So June 19th is when I got my diagnosis. I didn't have a map or a person to help me navigate it that had been through anything like this. So it was a lot of trial and error where I had to navigate for myself. It was a lot that I didn't know that I didn't know. And it's like that built a lot of determination and perseverance in me because I was determined to beat that. I was determined to live. So I persevered through a lot of things, like even when it came to advocating for my own health, because I work in the healthcare field. So it was like I just couldn't allow it to defeat me in a way. So I did my due diligence and I researched. Yeah, today is surgery day, and I'm feeling really anxious, as I always do. I mean, for my surgeries, it just brings on emotion where you just never know, you know what I'm saying? But I prayed and I'm just ready to get it done. When I researched the options that would be best for me, I did it with the fact in mind that when I looked in the mirror, I didn't want to be reminded of what I had gone through. So I wanted to get the best method of surgery that would help me to not be reminded. The surgery that I went with was the nipple sparing method surgery. And that particular surgery allowed me to be able to keep my natural nipples. I'm sorry, it's a little graphic, but the nipple sparing method allowed me to keep my natural nipples, and to whereas another kind of surgery would have taken your whole areola area. Imagine my thought process when I did get diagnosed, because I'm like, well, I'm doing all that I need to do. It became the question of like, why me? But then again, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of life. So while on my holistic journey, one of my spiritual brothers told me about a place, and he took me there. It's a beautiful place. It's where you can get like all things holistic, right? Shout out to Years to Your Health. I was able to go there and get all type of herbs that will help me with the things that I needed to put back into my body and build up my immune system. Things like, and even with like going through this matter, like it messed with my hormones. So I had to get things that will help me with like hot flashes and things like that. But yeah, Years to Your Health. It was it was like a beacon for anybody who is on a holistic journey. You can go there and find all things holistic. So going through my healing journey from cancer, it brought me to this point where I want to be able to reach back and help all the others who may have gone through this, a same or a similar situation. I want to be able to help others navigate life the same, in a way that I didn't have, right? So it brought me to the point where now I'm going to start my podcast. I'll be reaching back, as I said, helping other individuals who have been diagnosed with something as treacherous as cancer. Because when you don't know what you don't know, it could leave you like very confused and not knowing what to do. So I want to be the conduit for others to be able to navigate smoothly through that treacherous dis-ease. I really feel the way that I'm tethered to other women is through the resiliency, because we all have to persevere. Through those instances, we are one.